Hello there, I'm so glad you found your way here. Tonight, let the world around you grow softer. Let the lights dim like distant stars settling behind a quiet horizon. Allow your shoulders to fall slowly. The way snow drifts down onto still water. Breathe in gently, as though you're pulling the silver air of a high mountain into your chest. Breathe out and feel the day melt from your fingertips like warm honey slipping from a slow spoon. Tonight, we will travel together to one of the most dreamlike places on Earth. A place where the sky and the earth become one shimmering mirror. A place where clouds walk beneath your feet and stars rest gently on the ground. We will wander, in our minds, across the vast, glowing whiteness of the Salar de Uyuni, the great salt flat of Bolivia. A landscape so still, so wide, so silent, that even time seems to lie down and rest there. We will speak in slow whispers about ancient lakes that vanished long ago, about hexagons of salt that shape themselves like sleeping honeycombs, about pink flamingos drifting through mineral pools, and about nights so dark that the Milky Way pours down like spilled milk across the floor of the world. Each story will be a soft cloud, and you may rest on each one as long as you wish. If this gentle journey brings comfort to your evening, you may quietly tap the like button and softly subscribe, so that more of these slow, sleepy stories can find you in the nights ahead. There is no rush, only when you feel ready. Now, let your eyes grow heavy. Let your breath become slow and even, like waves folding onto a far shore. Let your body sink, gently, into the warmth of where you lie. Let the day drift away, lighter than a feather on still air, and together, let's begin this slow and soothing journey across the high plateau of southern Bolivia, where the air is thin and silver and the earth stretches outward like a sheet of soft moonlight that has settled gently upon the world. Imagine your breath slowing, your thoughts softening, as you drift in stillness above this endless white expanse. There is no hurry here. There is no sound, except the faint hush of the wind moving across the salt like a lullaby older than memory. Picture yourself walking, slowly, weightlessly, as though your feet barely touch the ground. Each step feels like a whisper. Each moment feels like a quiet breath drawn from the heart of the sky. And as we wander deeper into this gentle dream, let each story we share carry you, softly and slowly, toward the warm and welcoming arms of sleep. High in the southwest of Bolivia, resting upon the great Andean plateau, there lies a vast expanse of pure white salt stretching outward farther than the eye can follow. The Salar de Uyuni is the largest salt flat on Earth, covering more than 10,000 square kilometers of soft, gleaming whiteness. From above, it appears as though a great sheet of silk has been laid gently across the highlands, smoothing every wrinkle, calming every contour. The horizon dissolves into a soft, pale glow, where the earth seems to whisper quietly to the sky. Travelers who arrive here often speak in hushed tones, as if the silence itself were a sleeping creature they do not wish to wake. The salt beneath their feet is ancient, patient and still, holding the memory of oceans long since dreamed away. And as we walk together across this softness, the world around us begins to slow, gently, gently, like a candle settling into its glow. Long, long ago, before the salt flats existed, this entire region was covered by an enormous prehistoric lake. Its name was Lake Minchin, and it once shimmered beneath the Andean sun like a vast silver mirror, holding the reflection of mountains and clouds within its calm embrace. Over tens of thousands of years, the lake slowly, peacefully evaporated, drifting upward into the sky in soft, invisible breaths. As the waters lifted away, they left behind their gentle gift, a thick crust of pure mineral salt resting upon the plateau like a soft white blanket. The mountains watched the lake disappear slowly, century by century, the way a candle melts into its own warm wax, and what remained was this dreamlike floor of crystal. a quiet memory of water turned into stone. A silent poem written by time, gentle and unhurried. The way clouds rewrite themselves across a sleepy evening sky. The salt crust that covers the Salar is remarkably thick, in some places reaching down more than 10 meters into the earth, like a deep frozen sea that has chosen to rest forever. Beneath this glowing surface lies a hidden world of brine, a soft underground ocean trapped within the crystals, dreaming silently in the dark. The top layer is firm and smooth, strong enough to carry travelers, vehicles, and entire villages of memory across its shining back. It feels as though the world has placed a great gentle table here, polished by time, waiting patiently for guests who walk softly. And as the wind brushes across it, you can almost hear the soft hum of the deep brine below, like a sleeping whale, breathing slowly in the dark, slow, steady, peaceful, calling everything that hears it toward rest. In the dry season, when the rain has long forgotten the plateau, the surface of the Salar reveals one of its most enchanting secrets. The salt forms itself into endless gentle hexagons, soft, six-sided shapes that stretch outward like a vast honeycomb laid upon the earth. Each shape fits softly against the next, as though the salt itself had drawn quiet patterns in a dream. Walking across them feels like walking across the surface of a giant sleeping bee, warm and golden in the morning light. The lines that form the hexagons are pale and delicate, like the threads of a lullaby spun by the wind. Scientists believe these shapes form as the salt slowly contracts and releases, breathing softly with the temperature, hour by hour, day by day. And so the flats become a sleeping mosaic, gentle and patient, whispering its ancient geometry beneath the soft and dreaming sky. When the rains finally arrive, usually between December and March, a different kind of magic unfolds upon the salt. A thin layer of water spreads itself across the surface, smooth and weightless, only a few centimeters deep. And in that gentle stillness, the Salar transforms into the largest natural mirror on Earth. The sky above is no longer only above, it now lies beneath your feet as well, soft and luminous, holding clouds within itself like a child cradling a dream. To walk across the flooded flats is to walk through the heart of the sky. Every step ripples through clouds. Every breath is shared with the heavens. The horizon disappears entirely, and the world becomes one soft, glowing sphere, where above and below dissolve into one quiet, endless light. It is a place where reality lies down to rest, and dreams gently come forward to greet you. In this great mirror, sunsets become something more than sunsets. They become quiet symphonies of color, painted twice upon the world. As the sun dips slowly toward the western mountains, the salt flats blush with warm pinks, soft oranges, and the tender gold of a candle near its end. The sky above pours these colors downward, and the water below holds them with reverence, doubling each hue, softening each edge. The travelers who stand there feel as though they are floating gently inside a watercolor painting, still being finished by an unseen hand. The wind grows hushed. The world grows hushed. Even thoughts grow hushed. And as the colors slowly deepen into the soft purples of twilight, a calm settles upon the salt that is older than language, older than memory. The kind of calm that whispers to the heart, rest now, all is well. And when night arrives upon the flooded Salar, the most extraordinary stillness unfolds. The stars do not only appear above, they appear below as well, scattered like silver seeds across the gentle mirror at your feet. The Milky Way drapes itself across the entire dome of the world, and the salt below catches its glow, holding the galaxy in soft reflection. To stand there is to stand within the universe itself, as though gravity has been gently lifted, and you are floating among constellations on every side. Each star is a tiny candle. Each candle is a quiet song. The air is cool and silver and clean, and your breath rises slowly upward like a small prayer of wonder. In such a place, sleep feels not far away, but close, kind, and welcoming, like an old friend who has been waiting patiently for your return. The Salar lies at a remarkable altitude, nearly 3,650 meters above the sea, high upon the gentle back of the Andes. At this height, the air is thinner, the light is softer, and the sky feels closer than anywhere else on the planet. It is said that those who visit feel almost as though they could reach upward and brush their fingers against the underside of the clouds. The mountains around the salt flats rise quietly in the distance, their peaks dressed in soft snow, their slopes resting in the colors of dust and dusk. They watch over the plateau like patient guardians, ancient and unhurried. In their presence, the heart slows, the breath softens, and even the smallest worry begins to feel small indeed, gently dissolved into the great open silence of the high Andean sky. Hidden beneath the soft surface of the salt lies a treasure that the world has only recently begun to whisper about. The brine deep within the salar holds enormous reserves of lithium, the silver light element that hums quietly inside the batteries of our modern world. It is said that this place holds one of the largest deposits of lithium on Earth, sleeping gently beneath the crystal floor. But even with this secret treasure, the salar remains peaceful, unhurried, untroubled by the noise of distant industries. The salt above continues to glow, the flamingos continue to wade, the wind continues its soft lullaby. The treasure waits, patient and dreaming, like a moon hidden inside a pearl. And the beauty above the brine remains untouched, gentle and still, like a sleeping child cradled by the mountains themselves. There is a tiny island in the middle of the Great White Sea of Salt, and it is called Isla Incahuasi, the island of cacti. Long ago, when the prehistoric lakes still glittered here, this small island was a true island, surrounded by water and waves. Today, it rises softly from the salt, covered in giant cacti that grow slowly, only a centimeter or two each year. Some of these cacti are more than 1,000 years old, ancient, gentle elders watching the world drift quietly by. They stand tall against the pale sky, their soft green silhouettes glowing in the morning light. To rest beside them is to rest beside silent storytellers who have witnessed centuries of dawns and dusks, and who whisper their slow tales only to those who listen with a calm and quiet heart. Around the edges of the salar, where the salt meets the gentle earth, soft lagoons appear like jewels scattered upon the plateau. Some are the color of pale turquoise, others a soft emerald green, and a few, the most magical of all, shimmer with a delicate pink, the color of a quiet sunrise resting on still water. These lagoons hold tiny crystals of dissolved minerals, and within them, microscopic life paints the water in soft, dreamlike tones. The wind moves across them in slow ripples, drawing patterns that vanish almost as quickly as they appear. To stand at the edge of one of these lagoons is to feel as though you are looking into a pool of liquid moonlight, gently colored by the dreams of the earth itself, calm, glowing, and endlessly soothing to the heart. Among these soft pools lives one of the most graceful creatures of the high Andes, the gentle flamingo. 3 species find their home here: the Andean flamingo, the Chilean flamingo, and the rare and lovely James's flamingo, also known as the Puna flamingo. They wade slowly through the shallow waters on long, delicate legs, their soft pink feathers glowing in the highland sun. They lower their curved beaks into the water and sift gently for tiny crustaceans and algae, the very things that color their feathers with such tender beauty. Their movements are unhurried, dreamlike, like a slow ballet performed beneath the wide blue sky. And to watch them is to feel one's own breathing slow. One's own thoughts grow quiet, as though the flamingos themselves were teaching us how to move gently through the world. The pink color of the flamingos comes not from their birth, but from what they eat. The tiny algae and small creatures of the lagoons hold soft pigments called carotenoids. And as the flamingos feed slowly upon them, the color gathers gently within their feathers. Each bird is, in a way, a slow painting created by the food it loves. Their pinks are the colors of dawn caught within a living wing. And so, as they drift across the pale waters, they carry small sunrises with them wherever they go. The world around them mirrors their softness, the pale sky above, The pale salt below and between, these gentle creatures glowing like petals on a still pond. It is a scene so quiet, so dreamlike, that simply imagining it begins to wrap the mind in a soft, warm blanket of rest. Not far from the Salar lies the Laguna Colorada, a remarkable red lagoon whose waters glow in deep, soft hues of cinnamon and rose. The color comes from algae and minerals within the water, brightening as the sun rises higher in the sky. White borax islands rest upon the lagoon's surface, looking like tiny clouds resting on a warm sea. Flamingos wade through the red shallows, their pink forms blending into the rosy glow, as if the water itself had grown wings. To gaze across the Laguna Colorada is to feel as though the earth has poured out a great cup of quiet red wine, gentle and shimmering beneath the high mountain sun. The wind moves softly across its surface, carrying the scent of salt and stone. And in that hush, the heart finds itself slowing, like a leaf drifting downward through warm air. There is another lagoon nearby, called Laguna Verde, the Green Lagoon, resting beneath the great cone of the Licancabur volcano. The waters of Laguna Verde shift gently in color, sometimes a soft emerald, sometimes a pale jade, depending on the wind and the minerals stirred within. Arsenic and copper, dissolved in tiny quantities, paint the water with these soft green tones. Behind it, the volcano rises like a silent, sleeping giant, its slopes touched with white snow. The lagoon mirrors its perfect cone in stillness, doubling the world, softening every edge. The wind passes over the green surface in gentle ripples, breathing slowly as though the lagoon itself were resting, breathing, dreaming. To witness it is to feel the very stillness of the earth, calm and ancient, an endless quiet that softly invites the heart toward rest. The volcano Licancabur, towering at nearly 6,000 meters, is said by ancient Andean peoples to be a sacred mountain, its peak holding a small frozen lake within its crater, one of the highest lakes in the world. Long ago, the people who lived in these highlands believed that the mountains were living beings, with hearts that beat slowly beneath the stone, and breaths that moved gently through the wind. They left soft offerings on the slopes, small stones, gentle prayers, quiet words spoken into the cold mountain air. And even today, those who pass beneath Licancabur often feel a sense of quiet reverence, as though the mountain truly were a great sleeping spirit, watching over the salt flats, the lagoons, and all the small travelers wandering beneath its peaceful gaze. The indigenous people who have lived near the Salar for centuries are the Aymara and the Quechua. Their soft language, their patient ways, and their gentle relationship with the land have shaped this region for generations beyond count. They have always known that the salt is not simply salt, but a gift from the ancient Mother Earth, called Pachamama. Each spring, small ceremonies are held to thank the land for its slow generosity, soft offerings of coca leaves, kind words, gentle music carried on the thin highland air. To listen to their stories is to hear time itself spoken aloud in a slow, soothing voice. Their wisdom flows like a quiet river beneath the salt, nourishing everything it touches with kindness and patience, and reminding all who listen that even the smallest moments of stillness can hold deep, abiding peace. Salt has been gathered from the Salar for centuries, in small, gentle ways. The local people use simple tools, hand shovels and wooden carts, working slowly beneath the high sun. They scrape the salt into soft pyramids that rise here and there across the flats, like white sleeping mountains of crystal. These pyramids are left to dry in the wind for a few days, the moisture quietly drifting away into the air. Then the salt is collected and carried into nearby villages, where it is dried again, ground, packaged, and prepared with care. The work is slow and patient, in tune with the rhythms of sun and wind. No machine could replicate its gentleness. And as the salt enters homes across Bolivia, it carries with it the soft breath of the highlands, the soft glow of the great white plain, and the quiet kindness of the hands that gathered it. In the small town of Colcani, near the edge of the Salar, you can find one of the most enchanting buildings in the world, a hotel made entirely of salt. The walls are blocks of pure crystallized salt, smooth and pale. The floors are made of crushed salt, soft beneath the feet, glittering faintly in the lamplight. Even the tables, chairs, and beds are sculpted from the same gentle white stone. To sleep within such a place is to sleep inside a quiet dream, surrounded by the patient minerals of an ancient sea. The air smells faintly of salt and starlight. The temperature stays gentle and cool, and in the silence of the night, it is said that one can almost hear the soft whisper of the salt itself, breathing slowly, dreaming, holding all who rest within it in a tender, mineral embrace. The salt of the Salar is so flat, so wide, so evenly smooth, that scientists use it to calibrate satellites in the sky. From far above the Earth, the great pale surface appears as a perfectly uniform reflector, a soft white mirror against which instruments can measure themselves. In a way, the Salar speaks gently to the satellites, helping them understand their own vision. It is a quiet conversation between ancient salt and modern technology, between the slow patience of the Earth and the fast curiosity of the heavens. And as satellites pass overhead in their quiet orbits, they hum softly to themselves, while below, the salt continues its dreamlike rest, undisturbed, peaceful, holding within it the timeless calm that has belonged to it since long before the first satellite ever rose. The Salar is so vast that if you stand at its center, the horizon stretches outward in every direction, perfectly flat, perfectly even, broken only by the distant shapes of mountains far on the edges of vision. There is a strange and beautiful sensation of timelessness that arises in such a place. The mind, accustomed to so many things to see, suddenly has very few things to see, and slowly, gently, it begins to settle. Thoughts grow softer, worries grow lighter, breath grows slower. It is as though the salt itself were inviting the mind to come and rest upon it, the way the sky rests upon it in the mirror season. To stand here is to feel both very small and very welcome, a tiny, soft visitor in a great, kind world that asks nothing of you but stillness. The temperature on the Salar shifts gently between the heat of the day and the cool of the night. In the morning, the sun rises softly above the eastern mountains, painting the salt in pale gold and warming the air little by little. By midday, the white surface gleams beneath the light, and the warmth becomes a soft, dry presence on the skin. As evening approaches, the temperature begins to fall again, drifting downward like a slow leaf, and by the time the stars appear, the air is cool, clean, and gently silver. This slow rhythm of warmth and coolness mirrors the slow rhythm of breath itself. In, out, in, out. To spend a day on the Salar is to feel one's own body returning to that simple, ancient rhythm of rest, slow, steady, peaceful. When you walk on the salt flats during the dry season, the crust beneath your feet makes a gentle, soft, crunching sound, almost like footsteps upon old, fine snow. Each step releases a faint whisper, a soft hush, as the tiny crystals shift against each other. It is a sound that calms the heart, a sound that asks the mind to listen, slowly, patiently. The crunch of the salt is not loud, not sharp. It is more like the sound of a page being slowly turned in a very old book, or the gentle breath of someone falling asleep beside a warm fire. The silence around you is so deep that even this small sound feels like a whisper from the earth itself, gently saying, "You are here. You are welcome. You may rest." During the wet season, when the rains have come and the surface has become a vast mirror, the silence becomes even more profound. There is no crunch of salt, no hush of crystals. Instead, there is only the soft, slow ripple of water as you walk, and the gentle sound of your own breath. Sometimes there is no sound at all. The wind grows quiet. The birds rest far away. The mirror does not speak. And in that great hush, the soul itself begins to soften. The mirror reflects not only the sky above, but the stillness within. To stand in it is to feel as though one is standing inside one's own breath, inside one's own heartbeat, inside one's own gentle, sleepy rhythm of being. Among the local stories, there is a beautiful old legend about how the Salar came to be. Long ago, 3 mountains stood among the others: Tunupa, Cusco, and Cusina. Tunupa was a mother mountain, gentle and tall. She had a small child, but the child's father, Cusco, ran away to another mountain, Cusina. In her sorrow, Tunupa cried, and her tears mixed with her milk, flowing slowly across the plateau. Her tears became the salt, and her milk became the soft white shimmer that still covers the land today. The story is told in many gentle versions, but always with the same tenderness. Even now, the people of the region speak of the Salar as Tunupa's gift, a soft, patient memory of love and longing, transformed into a quiet, glowing landscape that holds the heart in calm. The mountain called Tunupa stands at the northern edge of the Salt Flats, a soft, sleeping volcano covered in colors of dust, red earth, and pale stone. From its slopes, one can look outward across the entire white plain and feel as though one were looking at a calm white sea stretching to the edge of the world. The mountain is dotted with caves, some of which hold ancient mummies and quiet artifacts from the people who lived here long ago. These caves are gentle, quiet places where the wind hums softly and the dust drifts in slow spirals. To stand near Tunupa is to feel close to the deep. Slow heart of the land, to feel held by a patient guardian whose breath has shaped centuries and whose quiet presence still watches over the dreaming salt below. The wind across the Salar is famously gentle. There are no trees to bend, no leaves to rustle, no waves to crash. The wind simply moves, slowly, evenly, across the wide white surface, carrying with it only the faintest sigh. Sometimes it brings with it the soft scent of distant lagoons. Sometimes it carries the gentle warmth of the highland sun. Sometimes it is so still that the air seems to be sleeping. And when the wind does move, draws tiny patterns on the thin films of water during the wet season, soft ripples that bloom outward like the slow opening of a flower. The wind here teaches a quiet lesson. That movement does not need to be loud, that change does not need to be sudden, that even the largest skies can be crossed by the softest breath. In the night sky above the Salar, the stars appear with a brightness rarely seen anywhere else on Earth. The high altitude, the dry air, and the great distance from city lights all gather together to create one of the clearest skies on the planet. The Milky Way pours overhead like a slow river of pearls. Constellations rise and set with quiet patience. Shooting stars drift silently across the dome of the world, drawing soft, fleeting lines of light. To lie upon the salt and gaze upward is to feel as though one is floating in the universe itself, gently cradled by a million quiet candles. There is no rush in the sky. The stars have all the time in the world, and as they shine, they whisper softly that you, too, may rest, and that all is well. Among these stars, the people of the Andes have long seen quiet shapes and gentle stories. They look not only at the bright stars, but at the dark patches between them, the soft shadows of the Milky Way. They see a llama, a fox, a toad, and other peaceful creatures painted in darkness. These are called the dark constellations, and they are unique to the southern skies. Long ago, Herders watching their flocks beneath the Andean night would tell soft stories of these shapes, passing them down across the generations. Even today, on a clear night above the Salar, one can almost see these gentle creatures drifting slowly across the heavens, walking through the dark river of the Milky Way as though it were a soft mountain stream. Peaceful, ancient, endlessly comforting. There is a small range of caves and rocky outcrops near the Salar, called the Galaxia Caves and the Cueva del Diablo, hidden away near small villages on the edge of the plateau. These caves were formed long ago, when ancient lava flowed and cooled in soft, strange shapes. The walls inside are gently sculpted, curving like the inside of a quiet shell. Sunlight reaches into the openings, casting soft beams across the cool stone floors. To walk through these caves is to walk through the slow handwriting of the earth, where each curve tells a patient story. The air inside is cool and still, the silence is soft and complete. They feel like resting places, small chambers of calm hidden beside the great white sea of salt above. Long ago, even before the Aymara and the Quechua, ancient peoples lived in this region, leaving traces of their lives in tiny stone tools and gentle markings. Archaeologists have found soft evidence of human presence in the area, dating back many thousands of years. These early people watched the same stars we see today. They walked the same plateau. They felt the same cool highland wind on their faces. The salt was here. The mountains were here. The lagoons were here. And in some deep, gentle way, the same quiet calm that touches our hearts today must have touched theirs as well. The land has been a soft, patient companion to countless generations and remains so still, ready to share its quiet beauty with everyone who comes. There is a place along the southern edge of the salt flats known as the Train Cemetery, near the small town of Uyuni. Old steam locomotives, once used to carry minerals from the highlands to the coast, now rest there in the soft dust, slowly returning to the earth. Their iron bodies are pale with rust, their wheels are still, their voices long since fallen silent. They sit beneath the wide, open sky, like sleeping giants who have finally laid down their burdens. The wind passes through them gently, humming through old chimneys and forgotten doors. Time has not erased them but softened them, painting them in the patient colors of memory. To walk among them is to feel as though one is walking through a quiet dream of the past, where even iron itself has learned how to rest. In the early mornings, mist often rises slowly from the lagoons and the wet edges of the salt. The mist is soft and silver, drifting gently across the surface of the water and the salt, blurring the line between earth and sky. It moves so slowly that it seems to be breathing along with the world. Flamingos appear and disappear within it, like quiet ghosts of pink and white. Mountains in the distance soften into pale silhouettes. The mist does not rush. It does not demand. It simply drifts, gently, until the sun rises higher and lifts it away. In its presence, the heart slows, the mind softens, and the world becomes a tender place, where every shape is gentle, every edge is kind, and every breath feels like a small, peaceful blessing. There is a phenomenon on the Salar that travelers sometimes call the floating effect. When the salt is flooded with a thin layer of water and the sky is completely clear, the reflection becomes so perfect that vehicles, animals, and people appear to be floating in the sky. Photographs taken there are often impossible to interpret correctly. The eye cannot tell what is above and what is below. A horse appears to walk among the clouds. A traveler appears to stand upon the stars. It is gentle magic, born of nothing more than water and patience and silence. To see oneself reflected in such a way is to feel a tender weightlessness, as if even gravity has chosen to rest for a moment, and one is allowed to drift, softly. Between worlds, this floating quality is what has made the Salar one of the most beloved places on Earth for slow, quiet photography. Travelers from many lands come here with cameras, not to capture noise or motion, but to capture stillness itself. They wait for the right hour, the right light, the right hush. And when the moment comes, they press the shutter softly, like a sigh, and the image that appears is something that seems to have been dreamed rather than taken. There is a kindness in such photography, a patience, a slow listening. The Salar rewards patience. It rewards silence. It rewards the gentle eye that simply waits and watches and lets the world reveal itself in its own slow, sleepy time. The light upon the Salar changes constantly throughout the day, shifting like the slow turning of a soft kaleidoscope. In the early morning, the salt holds pale lavender and soft rose, blushing as the sun lifts above the eastern mountains. Around midday, the white becomes brilliant, glowing with the calm clarity of a fresh page. In the late afternoon, golden tones spread across the flats, as if honey had been poured slowly from the sky. And at dusk, soft purples, deep blues, and the gentle silver of starlight begin to arrive. Each hour wears its own color, its own mood, its own quiet song. To spend an entire day here is to witness the world breathing through its softest palette, slowly inhaling color, slowly exhaling calm. Far on the southern edge of the salt flats lies a region called the Eduardo Avaroa Andean Fauna National Reserve, a vast and gentle wilderness protected for its quiet beauty. It is here that many of the lagoons, geysers, and high mountain landscapes are found. The reserve is home to vicuñas, the soft-coated relatives of the llama who graze peacefully on the highland grasses. There are also Andean foxes, vizcachas, which are gentle rabbit-like creatures with long tails, and many quiet birds. The wind moves softly over the reserve, brushing the grasses, lifting the dust, blessing the rocks. Each creature there lives slowly, patiently, in deep harmony with the high, cold, beautiful land. To imagine such a place is to feel one's own heart soften, gently moved by the kindness of a world that asks for nothing but stillness. The vicuñas of the highlands have soft, golden fur that grows slowly through the years. They live high in the cold air, where the grass is short and the wind is gentle. Their movements are graceful, unhurried, almost dancer-like. Long ago, the people of the Andes treated the vicuña as sacred, gathering its soft wool only once every few years through a careful, gentle ritual called the chaku. The vicuñas were not harmed, only invited softly into a circle where their wool was lightly trimmed before they were released again into the highlands. The wool is among the finest in the world, lighter than a whisper, warmer than a blanket. It is as though the vicuñas themselves are walking lullabies, carrying softness across the silent plateau. Among the rocks of the southern reserve, the vizcacha lives quietly. With its long whiskers, soft grey fur, and gentle ears, it looks like a small dream of a rabbit, though it is more closely related to chinchillas. Vizcachas rest upon stones in the morning sun, their bodies relaxed, their eyes half closed, like little philosophers contemplating the slow rhythms of the highlands. They live in family groups, peacefully sharing the sun-warmed rocks among themselves. When evening comes, they retreat into soft burrows, where the air is still and warm. To watch a vizcacha is to feel one's own breath slow, one's own muscles loosen, as though the small creature were softly teaching the gentle art of basking, resting, and being. Among the geysers in the high Andes, near the Salar, there is a place called Sol de Mañana, the morning sun. There, the earth gently breathes upward in soft plumes of steam, rising slowly from bubbling pools of warm mud. The steam catches the cold dawn air and dances upward into the sky, where it dissolves into pale clouds. The whole landscape feels like a slow, sleepy creature waking up, breathing out its first soft breaths into the world. The smell of minerals drifts on the wind. The earth hums gently beneath the surface. The colors of the pools shift from ochre to silver, depending on the light. To stand near these gentle geysers is to feel the patient breath of the planet itself. Slow and ancient, deep and warm. Not far from the geysers, hot springs called termas de polks rest beneath the high mountain sky. The water is warm, soft, and clear, gathered into shallow stone pools. Steam rises slowly into the cold air, painting the landscape in gentle drifts. Travelers sometimes step softly into the warm water, letting the gentle heat ease the tiredness from their bodies. Around them, the snow-capped mountains stand in silence. Above them, the wide, pale sky stretches endlessly. The contrast between the cool air and the warm water creates a feeling of deep, quiet comfort, as if the earth itself were offering a soft embrace. Resting in these warm pools is one of the gentlest experiences in the high Andes, a small, perfect lullaby for the body and the heart. The high plateau on which the Salar lies is part of a large, gentle region called the Altiplano. This vast tableland extends across parts of Bolivia, Peru, Chile, and Argentina, cradled by two great mountain ranges of the Andes. The Altiplano is one of the highest plateaus on Earth, and it carries within it many lakes, salt flats, and quiet villages. The wind moves slowly across it, the sun shines gently upon it, and the sky above it stretches wider than almost anywhere else in the world. To imagine the Altiplano is to imagine a great, quiet rooftop of the planet, where the air is thin and silver, and where the earth seems to lift gently upward toward the soft embrace of the sky. Within the great Andes, the mountains around the Salar wear many gentle colors. Some are deep red, painted by ancient iron. Others are pale yellow, soft with old sulfur. Some are green, others are gray, some are silver blue beneath the snow. The variety of color is so soft and so quiet that travelers often whisper as they pass, as if speaking aloud might disturb the slow palate of the land. There is even a famous mountain near the Salar called the Mountain of Seven Colors, where slow geological time has painted soft bands of pigment across its slopes. To gaze upon it is to gaze upon the patient artwork of millions of years, layered slowly, slowly, like brushstrokes by a sleeping painter. Near the great mountain ranges, one finds rivers that flow softly through the canyons and valleys, fed by mountain snow. These rivers are small and quiet, running slowly across red and ochre stones. They glitter beneath the high sun and rest beneath the high stars. The water is cold and clean, carrying the faint mineral whisper of the mountains themselves. Around them grow soft grasses and tiny highland flowers, gentle creatures of the high places that bloom only briefly, only delicately. To kneel beside such a stream is to listen to the soft heartbeat of the Andes, the gentle pulse of melted snow becoming river, becoming life, becoming yet another quiet thread in the great soft tapestry of the land. There is a region known as the Valle de las Rocas, the Valley of Rocks, near the high plateau, where slow wind and gentle time have carved enormous stones into soft, dream-like shapes. Some look like sleeping animals. Some look like silent giants. Some look like resting birds with folded wings. The wind has been the only sculptor here, working patiently across thousands of years, smoothing one curve, then another, then another. To walk among these stones is to walk through a quiet gallery of the earth's slow imagination. The silence is deep. The shadows are long. The stones do not speak, but they hum softly, in the way that only old, patient things hum, gently, gently, in the quiet language of time. The local people sometimes call the salar a place of soft light, because the brightness reflected from the salt is so gentle on the eyes during certain hours. In the early morning, the white surface glows with a pale luminescence, almost like the inside of a pearl. In the late afternoon, it softens into a warm, peach-colored glow. The salt seems to hold light within itself, releasing it slowly, like a candle that has been gently lit by the sun. Such gentle light has a calming effect on the heart. It does not blaze, does not glare, it simply glows, kindly and patiently. To stand within such light is to feel softly illuminated from within, as if the world itself were resting upon a small, quiet flame. The salar is also a place where silence is so deep that travelers often hear it before they hear anything else. In the great open plain, where there are no trees, no buildings, no other people for many kilometers, the silence settles like a soft blanket. It is the kind of silence that the heart can lean upon, the kind of silence that asks the mind to rest. Many visitors say that the first thing they notice upon arrival is not the white salt, not the mountains, not the sky, but the silence, a patient, gentle silence that wraps the body softly, the way a child is wrapped in linen at the end of a long day. And once felt, it is hard to forget. When the rain falls upon the salar, it does not fall harshly. It comes in soft, slow showers that seem to drift down from the sky, as though the clouds themselves were sighing gently. The droplets land upon the salt with the softest sound, a quiet pat, 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 like the steps of a small, invisible creature. The water spreads itself across the surface in delicate sheets, painting the salt with shimmer. The air grows cool and clean, scented faintly with the mineral breath of the earth. To stand in such gentle rain on the salt flats is to feel as though one is being kissed by the sky, softly, patiently, on the cheek, on the forehead, on the back of the hand. After a soft rain, the salt sometimes glows with a faint blueness, especially in the hours just before dusk. The reflection of the deepening sky melts into the moisture, and the entire flat seems to hum with quiet color. Tiny ripples in the water carry tiny pieces of sky, like silver leaves drifting across a stone path. The air grows still, the mountains in the distance grow tender, and the world settles slowly into a softer light, the kind of light that whispers, "The day is finished, the night is near, all things are well, all things are well." To rest in such a moment is to feel one's own breath, quietly meeting the breath of the salt, the breath of the sky, the breath of the sleeping world, and as the colors of the sky begin to gather themselves toward the western horizon, drawing the first soft shadow of evening across the salt, our gentle journey across the salar continues, softly and slowly, like a candle burning quietly through a long, peaceful night. And as the soft evening unfolds across the salt, we drift gently into the quiet wonder of the night sky above the salar. Here, the air is so dry and the altitude so high that astronomers have long whispered of these skies as among the most beautiful in the world. Tiny observatories rest in the surrounding regions, where soft telescopes gaze upward into the slow ballet of the stars. Some scientists travel here just to study the gentle dust between the galaxies, the soft particles that drift through space like sleeping snow. To them, the salar is not only a place of salt, but a place of clarity, a place where the heavens reveal themselves with patience and grace. And to all who lie upon the salt and look upward, the sky offers the same soft gift, the gift of feeling small, held, and quietly welcomed by the universe itself. When the full moon rises above the salar, the entire plain glows with a soft, silver light, as though it had been gently dusted with the powder of dreams. The salt holds the moonlight tenderly, releasing it slowly into the surrounding air. Shadows are long and quiet, gentle dark whispers cast by tiny pebbles and small ripples in the surface. The mountains around the flats become pale silhouettes, like the soft shoulders of sleeping giants. There is no harsh light, no sudden contrast, only the calm glow of a world bathed in lunar softness. Travelers who walk beneath the full moon here often feel as though they are walking on the moon itself, where every footstep is hushed, every breath is silver, and every thought slows to the gentle rhythm of an ancient, peaceful night. There is something quietly miraculous about the way the Salar continues to renew itself year after year. With each rainy season, the surface dissolves slightly and then recrystallizes when the dry winds return, smoothing itself, healing itself, redrawing its delicate hexagons. It is as though the salt is endlessly tending to its own beauty, never tired, never hurried, simply continuing its slow work of becoming. Nothing here demands attention. The salt does its quiet work in private. The wind helps gently, the sun helps gently, and in the morning of each new dry season, the Salar reveals itself once more, fresh, pure, and patient. To imagine such patience is to feel softness enter one's own heart, as though the world were saying, you too may renew, slowly, in your own gentle time. Across the plateau, small villages rest at the edges of the Great Salt, where people have lived simply for many generations. Their homes are built of adobe and stone, with quiet courtyards where llamas and alpacas rest in the warm sun. The villages are small, peaceful, holding the soft rhythms of life in a high and gentle place. Smoke rises from soft chimneys in the cool mornings. Children walk slowly to school along quiet paths. Old hands weave gentle textiles by the doorways, working with the calm patience of those who know that time is kind. To imagine such a village is to feel as though one has stepped into a quiet old painting, where every brush stroke is soft and every figure is at peace. In these villages, traditional textiles are woven with great care. The wool of llamas, alpacas, and sometimes vicuñas is dyed using soft natural plants and minerals, producing gentle colors of earth and sky. Red, ochre, deep blue, and pale gold are woven into slow patterns, each pattern carrying meaning passed down for generations. The weavers work patiently, their fingers moving in a slow rhythm that has changed little for centuries. The textiles are warm, beautiful, and soft to the touch. They are wrapped around shoulders to keep the highland cold at bay. They are carried on backs to hold sleepy babies. They are spread across small chairs as soft, patient blankets. Each thread is a quiet thread of time itself, gently woven into a life. The llamas of the Andes are gentle, patient creatures with kind eyes and soft fur in shades of cream, brown, and pale gray. They have walked alongside the people of these highlands for thousands of years, carrying small loads of salt, wool, and grain across the plateau. They move slowly, calmly, almost dreamily, their long lashes drifting downward like the soft fans of sleepy princesses. When they rest, they fold their legs beneath them and sit in the soft grass, breathing slowly, watching the world with quiet curiosity. In the evening, they gather in small herds, their soft forms blending into the dusk like little fluffy clouds settling onto the earth. To know a llama is to know peace itself. Walking on 4 soft feet, the alpacas, smaller and even softer than the llamas, are another gentle companion of the high Andes. Their coats are extraordinarily fluffy, ranging from creamy white to chocolate brown, from pale gray to soft black. They make a quiet humming sound when content, a low, dreamy little melody that drifts through the highland air. They graze peacefully upon the short, sweet grasses of the plateau, lifting their gentle faces to the sun, now and then, with an expression of complete contentment. To watch an alpaca is to feel one's own shoulders lower, one's own face soften, as though the alpacas themselves carry within their hum the whispered wisdom of a slow, peaceful life. Near some of the lagoons, where the highland grasses give way to soft mud, one can find the quiet tracks of foxes and yandues, gentle wild creatures of the plateau. The Andean fox moves with the soft grace of a shadow, its silver-tipped fur blending into the dusk. The yandu, a tall, flightless bird similar to an ostrich, walks slowly across the open plain with long, careful steps, its soft feathers fluttering gently in the breeze. Both creatures live in tune with the slow rhythms of the highlands. They do not rush. They do not call out. They simply exist, quietly, sharing the wide land with the wind and the sky. To imagine them is to feel one's own heart slow into the same gentle, ancient rhythm. Sometimes, on quiet nights along the edge of the Salar, owls drift through the cool air like gentle, feathered ghosts. They make almost no sound, their wings designed for soft, silent flight. They hunt with great patience, watching, waiting, listening. The high Andes is home to several small owl species, each one a tiny guardian of the night. Their large, peaceful eyes seem to hold quiet moonlight within them. To hear the soft hoot of an owl on the plateau is to feel the night itself becoming kind. Even the smallest creatures rest at such a sound, gently reminded that the dark is not heavy, but tender. And we too, lying softly beneath such a sky, may feel that same tenderness wrapping around us like a warm woolen shawl. Beyond the lagoons and the salt, the high mountains hold quiet glaciers, soft white tongues of ancient ice slowly melting through the centuries. These glaciers feed many of the streams and rivers that flow down into the plateau, bringing slow life to the lagoons and the gentle vegetation below. The ice is old, very old, and inside it, tiny bubbles of ancient air still rest, carrying the breath of countless years. As the glaciers melt softly, they pour their patient memory into the rivers, which carry it downward, quietly, gently, to feed the lakes and salt flats below. It is a slow, sacred cycle, ancient and gentle, where ice becomes water, and water becomes light upon the salt, and light becomes wonder in the eye of the traveler. The colors of the lagoons in the high reserves are determined by tiny microscopic creatures, soft algae and ancient bacteria that have lived in these waters for unknowable ages. They paint the lagoons in shades of red, pink, green, and golden brown. Each lagoon has its own color, its own personality, its own quiet poem. These little creatures are extraordinarily small, far too small to see with the eye, yet they shape the entire visible character of the landscape. It is a gentle reminder that even the tiniest things may bring great beauty to the world. The smallest life can paint the largest canvas. And as we rest now, breathing softly, even the gentle softness of our own breath is enough to bring a small, beautiful moment into the world. Sometimes, in certain seasons, vast numbers of flamingos gather upon the lagoons, hundreds and hundreds of them, like soft pink clouds resting upon the water. They wade slowly through the shallow pools, their long necks curving gracefully as they feed. From a distance, the lagoon appears almost as if it has bloomed with pink flowers, gently floating, gently swaying. The sound of their soft calls drifts across the water, low and dreamy, like a slow lullaby being hummed by a great gentle being. Each flamingo is graceful in its own quiet way. Together, they are a soft, breathing tapestry, weaving slowly across the surface of the high lagoons, painting the highlands with their tender pink presence. Sometimes the flamingos take flight together, lifting slowly from the water in a soft, synchronized rise, Their long pink wings spread wide, catching the highland sun. Their legs trail behind them like delicate threads. They circle gently above the lagoons before settling back down, like soft pink petals falling slowly through the air. It is one of the most beautiful and peaceful sights in the natural world. To witness it is to feel one's own heart lifted, gently, briefly, before it settles again into stillness. There is no urgency in their flight, no rush, only the slow, dreamlike rhythm of wings moving softly through the high cold air, in time with the patient breath of the sky. In one of the lagoons in the reserve, called Laguna Honda, the deep waters hold gentle reflections of the surrounding mountains, doubled in stillness. The lagoon's name means deep lagoon, and indeed, when the wind grows quiet, the surface becomes a great calm mirror. The colors of the sky drift across it. The colors of the snow drift across it. The colors of the sun drift across it. It is a lagoon that seems to dream awake, holding all that it sees with quiet patience. Flamingos sometimes visit, casting soft pink reflections among the white mountains. The wind moves so gently that the surface barely shivers. To stand beside such a lagoon is to feel one's own mind grow as still as its waters, softly mirroring the great calm world around it. Sometimes, beneath the soft surface of the salt, one can hear a faint, hidden bubbling, as though something gentle is breathing far below. This is the quiet sound of the underground brine moving slowly through the salt's many small spaces, a soft, almost imperceptible whisper from the deep underground sea. The salt is not entirely solid. It is patient, porous, full of tiny channels through which the brine drifts softly. Each bubble that rises is the soft sigh of an ancient world breathing slowly beneath the modern one. To listen for such sounds, in the soft hush of the plateau, is to feel as though one has placed one's ear against the chest of the sleeping earth, hearing the slow, gentle beat of its quiet heart. Travelers often speak of how time feels different upon the Salar. Hours move with the slowness of clouds. Minutes feel longer, softer, more spacious. The lack of trees and buildings, the wide expanse, the patient horizon, all gather together to slow the inner clock of the visitor. People who arrive feeling busy and hurried often find, within only a day or two, that their thoughts have softened, their breathing has slowed, and their hearts feel lighter than they did before. The Salar gives this quiet gift to all who come, the gift of patient time. It is the same gift the salt gives to itself, year after year, season after season. The gentle gift of simply being, slowly and beautifully. Some say that the Salar is so quiet that one can hear one's own breath becoming part of the world. There is no traffic noise, no distant rumble of cities, no buzzing of crowds. There is only the soft hush of wind, the faint crunch of salt, and the gentle rhythm of one's own breath, drawn slowly in, released slowly out. In this place, the breath becomes a soft companion, a quiet friend, a tender reminder of one's aliveness. To breathe upon the Salar is to feel one's breath as a slow lullaby, sung by the body to itself, in time with the breath of the sky and the breath of the salt below. Long ago, when ancient travelers crossed this plateau on llama back, they followed slow, patient paths between the salt and the mountains. They carried small bundles of salt, of dried grain, of warm woven blankets. They traveled in soft groups, walking slowly through the days, resting beneath the great open stars at night. Their paths are still remembered by some of the old people of the highlands. The paths twist gently through the landscape, never in a hurry, always in tune with the soft contours of the land. To imagine those slow journeys is to feel the gentle wisdom of taking one's time, of walking softly, of moving through the world the way the wind moves across the salt, slowly, and kindly. In the heart of the Salar, the silence at midnight is something rarely encountered elsewhere on Earth. The temperature has dropped to a soft chill. The sky is a vast bowl of stars. The salt below glows faintly in the starlight. And around you, in every direction, there is nothing but stillness. No birds, no wind, no rustling, no distant voices, just the great patient quiet of the planet itself, resting beneath the cosmos. To stand in such silence is to feel as though one has stepped briefly outside of ordinary life, into a deeper, older, kinder place. The kind of place where the soul remembers how to rest. The kind of place that has been waiting, gently, for our return. When daylight returns slowly to the Salar at sunrise, the first soft beams creep across the salt like the gentle hand of a dreaming friend. The white surface blushes pink, then gold, then a tender peach. The mountains in the distance grow soft silhouettes against the brightening sky. Tiny clouds drift in like little white feathers. The air, cold from the night, begins to warm just slightly, releasing the faintest mineral scent into the morning. Each sunrise here is unique, slow, and unhurried, never the same twice. To witness one is to feel as though one is watching the world being kindly redrawn by an unseen, patient artist. To imagine such a morning is enough to soften the heart into rest. There are days in the wet season when the wind is so still and the water so flat that the Salar becomes the perfect mirror, undisturbed in any direction. On such days, you cannot tell where the salt ends and the sky begins. Clouds drift through the ground, mountains float upside down, and the sun sets twice. Photographers call such conditions a perfect day, a phrase whispered with quiet reverence. These days are rare, soft, and precious. They cannot be summoned. They can only be received. The Salar gives them as a kind of patient gift, and those who happen to be there at such a moment carry the memory with them for the rest of their lives, gently folded into the heart like an old, soft letter. There is a hush that surrounds the salt flats unlike anywhere else. A hush so deep that some travelers describe it as a sound in itself. The hush has its own texture, its own warmth, its own slow rhythm. It feels almost like a soft fabric resting upon the ears. It is the sound of vast emptiness held gently in place by mountains and sky. The hush teaches a quiet lesson, that silence is not absence, but presence. The presence of all that does not need to be spoken. The presence of all that simply is. To rest within such a hush is to remember the part of oneself that does not need to do anything, that simply is. Like the salt, like the sky, like the breath of a sleeping child. There is a road that travels for many hours across the salt, soft and white, leading from one part of the plateau to another. Vehicles pass slowly over the surface, their tires making a gentle, hushed sound on the salt. Drivers feel as though they are sailing through a dream. The world stretches outward in every direction, even and bright and endless. Sometimes there are tiny salt mounds left by harvesters, like small white pyramids dotting the horizon. Sometimes there are faint tire tracks made by earlier travelers, soft lines of memory drawn upon the salt. The roads here are not built. They are simply chosen, gently, by those who have learned how to read the patient white land beneath their wheels. Even the dust of the Salar feels different from dust elsewhere. It is fine and silver, soft to the touch, almost like flour milled from a forgotten star. It gathers softly on shoes, on jackets, on the soft fur of llamas. It is not the heavy dust of cities. It is the patient dust of an ancient, dreaming sea. Old travelers say that to carry a small handful of Salar dust home is to carry a piece of stillness with you. Some place it in a little pouch beside the bed, hoping it will bring soft sleep. Others let it slip slowly through their fingers, watching it drift like a tiny silver river back to the earth, calm and patient. There is a special variety of salt harvested here called pink salt, gathered from certain areas of the flats where trace minerals tint the crystals in soft rose. The pink color is gentle, like the inside of a seashell or the faint blush of a sunset. The pink salt is used in cooking, and it carries the same quiet patience as the great white plain from which it came. To sprinkle it across a warm meal is to share, in the smallest way, in the slow beauty of the highlands. Each grain, in some quiet sense, is a tiny crystal of ancient sky, ancient sea, ancient time, gently offered to the modern day with the soft kindness of the patient earth. Near the small town of Uyuni, there is a quiet weekly market, where local farmers and weavers gather to share their goods. Soft fabrics, dried herbs, gentle vegetables, golden grains, and small bundles of salt rest upon woven blankets spread across the ground. The market is full of soft voices, gentle laughter, and the slow rhythms of a community that knows how to live in tune with the land. Children play softly between the stalls. Old women in colorful skirts sit calmly behind their goods, smiling gently at the passing travelers. There is no rush here, no hurry. It is the kind of market where time itself seems to walk through, slowly, browsing softly, smiling at all it sees. Beyond the salt, beyond the lagoons, beyond the mountains, there lies the great Andean sky, the patient ceiling of the high plateau. The sky here is wider than almost anywhere else on Earth. It stretches in every direction, deep blue at midday, soft pink at dusk, deep velvet at night. Clouds drift slowly across it, never in a hurry, often forming gentle shapes that resemble sleeping animals or quiet boats. The sky teaches the same lesson that the salt teaches and the mountains teach. That space itself is a gift. That openness itself is a kindness. That to look upward, slowly, into the wide, soft sky, is to be reminded of how much room there always is, in the world, in the heart, for stillness. There is a quiet kindness in the way the salt holds shape, only as long as it needs to. The hexagons form during dry seasons, dissolve gently during wet seasons, and reform again as the world turns. Nothing is permanent on the Salar, yet everything is patient. The salt does not cling. It does not resist. It simply yields, and renews, and yields again, like a soft breath drawn in, then released. This patient flow teaches a tender lesson, that change need not be feared. That dissolution is part of formation. That softness is its own kind of strength. To remember this is to soften something within oneself, to rest more deeply into the slow, gentle rhythms of life. Travelers who arrive on the Salar after long journeys often say they feel a great softness wash over them upon arrival. The wide silence, the gentle light, the slow horizon, the warm welcome of the local people, all combine into a kind of soft homecoming. It is as though the heart, weary from the noise of the world, recognizes the gentle silence of the Salar as something old and familiar, something the soul remembers from before it was born. The Salar has a way of receiving travelers with quiet welcome, asking nothing, demanding nothing, simply offering its patient beauty to all who come. To rest in such a welcome is to feel the deepest peace of being known and held. Some say there is a special quality to the air at the Salar, beyond its dryness, beyond its altitude. The local people speak of it as the breath of Pachamama, the Mother Earth, drawn slowly across her ancient body, perfumed faintly with mineral and starlight. To breathe it is to receive a tiny, quiet blessing from the land. The air seems to clean the lungs, to clear the mind, to soothe the heart. Many visitors describe their first deep breath upon the salt as feeling like a glass of cool, clear water poured slowly into the body. To imagine such air now, drifting softly into our own lungs, is to feel the gentle calm of the highlands reaching us across the miles. Among the wild creatures of the high reserve, the puma sometimes walks softly through the night, a gentle, golden presence rarely seen. The puma moves silently across the rocks and grasslands, its paws making no sound upon the cold ground. The local people speak of pumas with great respect, considering them quiet guardians of the high places. They are not feared, but honored. To know that pumas walk somewhere upon the plateau is to feel as though a quiet, watchful blessing rests upon the land. Like all things in this gentle landscape, they live slowly, patiently, in tune with the breath of the wind and the soft rhythm of the stars. There is also the quiet condor, the great Andean bird, with wings that span wider than any human's outstretched arms. The condor soars high above the mountains, drifting on slow-rising currents of warm air. It can travel hundreds of kilometers in a single day, without a single flap of its great wings. To watch a condor in flight is to watch patience itself written across the sky. The bird moves with such grace, such slowness, such trust in the wind, that it seems to barely move at all. The local people see condors as messengers of the high places, soft spirits gliding between the world below and the world above. Their presence brings a soft sense of peace. Sometimes, in the early morning when the air is cool and still, one can see a single condor circling slowly above the mountains near the Salar. Its dark silhouette glides smoothly across the pale sky, drawing wide, gentle spirals. Its movement is so quiet, so unhurried, that watching it can slow one's breath instantly. There is nothing more peaceful than a condor on the wind, drifting without effort, without struggle, without sound. To imagine it now, circling gently in the silver air, is to feel one's own thoughts begin to circle softly downward, into the quiet meadow of rest. In the soft warmth of midday upon the Salar, mirages sometimes appear at the horizon, gentle illusions of distant water shimmering in the heat. Mountains seem to float just above the plain, hovering on a soft band of pale light. Small islands appear and disappear in the distance. These mirages are kind, dreamlike visions, never threatening, never urgent. They are simply small reminders that the eye, too, can dream, that the world, too, can soften. To watch a mirage shimmer gently across the salt is to feel as though one is watching the daydream of the earth itself, soft and shy, drifting just out of reach. There are quiet stories told by the people of the highlands about little spirits called the acachilas, gentle ancestral beings who live within the mountains and the salt and the lagoons. These spirits are not feared but loved, treated as soft, watchful elders who care for the land. Small offerings of coca leaves, soft fruits, and warm drinks are sometimes left for them at certain stones or springs. The acachilas are believed to walk softly through the highlands at dusk, watching the herds, blessing the travelers, smoothing the wind. To imagine such spirits is to feel an ancient sense of kindness folded into the land, a kindness as old as the mountains themselves. The light upon the Salar at the golden hour, just before sunset, has a quality so soft and so warm that photographers sometimes weep gently at the sight. The white salt becomes a soft canvas of gold, peach, and tender rose. Long shadows stretch slowly across the surface, drawing patient lines of dusk. The mountains in the distance glow softly, their slopes catching the last warm kiss of the sun. The wind grows hushed, the world grows hushed, and the heart, watching, grows hushed as well. There is no place quite so gentle in such a moment. The golden hour upon the Salar is one of the world's quietest miracles. When darkness falls fully upon the plain, the silence deepens until it becomes almost touchable. One can feel it on the skin, soft and cool, like the gentle brush of a fine fabric. The salt below becomes a faint pale glow beneath the stars. The sky above becomes an endless garden of small, distant flames. The world becomes a single quiet poem, written in starlight and stillness, and the body, after a long, slow day upon the plateau, surrenders gladly into rest, breathing softly, sinking softly, drifting softly toward the gentle arms of sleep. There are old shepherds who still tend their llamas in the foothills around the Salar, walking slowly in the early hours with their soft creatures. The shepherds wear warm woven hats, soft ponchos, and gentle expressions. They walk with a long, patient stride, accompanied only by the wind and the soft sound of llama hooves on the rocky ground. They know each llama by name. They know each path by heart. Their lives unfold slowly, in rhythm with the sun and the moon, with the dry seasons and the rains. To imagine such a shepherd walking softly across the highland at dawn is to feel the gentle, patient pace of a life lived in quiet harmony with the land. In the small chapels and quiet churches that dot the villages near the Salar, candles flicker softly in the cool air, casting gentle golden light upon old wooden saints and bright, woven cloths. The villagers come quietly to pray, to offer flowers, to whisper their hopes and thanks. The interiors are warm, dim, and dreamlike, smelling faintly of beeswax and incense. The doors are always open, welcoming any traveler who wishes to rest within their soft walls. To imagine such a chapel is to feel a small, gentle warmth in the heart, a soft glow that mirrors the candles within, patient and tender. The people of the highlands often greet the day with a soft ritual, blowing softly upon coca leaves and offering them to Pachamama, the Mother Earth. It is a simple act, full of meaning. The breath, the leaves, the soft words, all gathered into a gentle thank you for the new day. This ritual has been performed for many generations and continues quietly to this day in homes, on mountainsides, beside lagoons, and upon the salt itself. To imagine such a soft offering is to feel an ancient gratitude folded into the world, a thanks for the salt, the sky, the breath, the day. A thanks for all that is gentle. A thanks for all that is. There is a great patience in the way the salt has rested here for tens of thousands of years, undisturbed, unhurried, simply being. The continents have shifted around it. Civilizations have risen and fallen in distant lands. Empires have come and gone, while the salt has remained, soft and white and still, beneath the same wide sky. To stand upon it is to stand upon time itself, gently compressed into mineral form. The Salar does not boast of its age. It does not whisper of its grandeur. It simply exists, with the quiet dignity of all very old, very patient things, kindly inviting us to share, even for a moment, in its slow and gentle endurance. In some places on the Salar, you can find soft fossilized memories of the ancient lake, tiny remnants of sea creatures that lived long ago in the great evaporating waters. These small fossils rest quietly within the salt and the surrounding stones, like soft notes from a long-forgotten song. The creatures themselves are gone, but their patient shapes remain. To touch one of these fossils is to touch a moment that lived millions of years ago, when the lake still shimmered and the mountains were younger. It is a soft reminder that even the smallest beings leave traces, and that even the most fleeting lives have their place in the great, gentle story of the world. The mountains around the Salar are old, very old, born of slow geological dreams that began many millions of years ago. They were shaped by patient forces, by the slow folding of the Earth's crust, by the gentle pressure of time itself. They have known many seasons. They have watched many sunrises. They have seen the great lake come and slowly go, and still they stand, calm and tall, around the salt, watching softly. Their patience is something deeply healing to behold. Simply imagining them, deep and steady, can bring a great sense of stillness to the heart, as though their patience is loaning itself gently to our own. Soft snow sometimes dusts the higher peaks around the Salar, especially in the cold months. The snow rests delicately upon the mountains, transforming them into pale, dreamy shapes against the deep blue sky. The Salar below remains warm and dry, while the peaks above glitter in their gentle white blankets. The contrast is beautiful, soft, and dreamlike. To imagine such a scene is to imagine the world wrapped in two layers of softness, the white plain below, the white peaks above, and the gentle, glowing blue between. It is a scene fit for the slow, careful brush of a sleeping painter, calm and quiet and full of love. There is a small, charming tradition among travelers who come to the Salar of leaving tiny salt sculptures and small handwritten messages along certain paths. Each visitor leaves a small soft mark of their gentle passage, a tiny pile of stones, a soft drawing in the salt, a few words in a notebook. These traces fade quickly, dissolved by the next rains, swept away by the wind. But for a little while, they are there, quiet whispers from other dreamers who once stood upon the salt. To imagine such soft messages is to imagine the world filled with kind little whispers, scattered gently, lovingly, across the great, wide, quiet places. The travelers who come to the Salar return home softer than they left. Many describe the experience as one of the most peaceful of their lives. The vast quiet, the gentle light, the slow horizon, the patient people, all gather into a soft, healing experience that lingers in the heart for many years afterward. Some say that they feel calmer for months after their visit. Some say that they sleep more deeply after returning home, as though they brought a piece of the Salar's stillness back with them. To imagine such a gift is to receive it, quietly, even now, as we drift together through this slow, gentle journey of words, and as our gentle journey across the great white plain draws softly toward its quiet close, the world around us continues its slow, patient breath, the salt below, the sky above, the mountains around. The flamingos still wade through their pink shallows, the llamas still graze upon the highland grasses, the wind still hums its old, soft song. The stars still pour their quiet light into the great mirror of the world. Nothing here ever truly hurries. Nothing here ever truly ends. The Salar simply continues. Gently, the way kind things continue, the way soft things continue, the way the breath continues. Slowly, peacefully, faithfully. So now, as our slow, soft path through this dreamlike landscape begins to gather itself toward rest, let us pause one more time at the heart of the salt, beneath the wide silver sky, in the gentle hush of a place where the world has chosen to rest. Let us breathe softly with the wind. Let us watch softly with the stars. Let us listen softly to the patient hum of the salt. And as we begin to drift, slowly, gently, into the deeper softness of sleep, the Salar quietly bids us a kind farewell, reminding us that we, too, may rest deeply, just as the salt rests, just as the mountains rest, just as the great patient world rests beneath the long, peaceful night. And as the last of our gentle stories settles upon the salt like a soft snowfall of words, a few quiet wonders still drift through the silver air, waiting to be whispered into your peaceful, drifting mind. Let them come slowly, the way the last stars of evening come slowly, one by one, into the deepening sky. Far above the Salar, in the deep blue heart of midday, the sky carries a particular softness because of the high altitude, the dry air, and the gentle reflection from the salt below. Pilots flying high above the plateau often speak of seeing the Salar from many kilometers away, a pale, glowing patch upon the earth, gleaming like a single soft pearl resting upon the brown body of the Andes. Even from the windows of distant aircraft, the salt whispers its quiet welcome in certain months of the year. When the rains have begun but the dryness still lingers, the Salar offers a rare gift, a half-flooded landscape, where some areas remain mirror-smooth while others remain crystalline white. Travelers who arrive at such times feel as though they are walking through two worlds at once, the dry world of the patient salt and the wet world of the dreaming sky. The line between them shifts gently from day to day, drawn softly by the wind. The salt itself, in some old local traditions, is considered slightly sacred. It is believed to carry the soft memory of the ancient lake, the patient breath of Pachamama, and the quiet kindness of the highland sun. A small pinch added to food is said to bring not only flavor, but a gentle blessing. The salt, after all, has rested patiently for tens of thousands of years before reaching the warm bowl on a kitchen table. There is a kind of slow joy in knowing that places like the Salar still exist on our quiet, blue, drifting planet. Places where the wind moves slowly, places where the sky lies down upon the earth, places where time itself rests softly. Knowing that such places exist is its own small comfort, even from far away. And as we let these last small wonders drift through us, like soft, late summer snowflakes, the journey settles, gently, toward its quiet end. The salt remains. The mountains remain. The flamingos still wade through their pink pools. The stars still spill their patient light upon the great white mirror. And we, soft, sleepy, gently held by the warmth of our resting place, prepare to follow the world into its deep, slow night. And so, dear listener, our slow and gentle journey across the great white silence of the Salar de Uyuni comes softly to its close. We have wandered together across endless mirrors of sky. We have rested beside lagoons painted in soft pinks and tender greens. We have watched flamingos drift like petals upon still water. We have stood beneath stars that poured themselves down like silver rain upon the patient salt. And in every step, in every breath, in every quiet whisper of the wind, the Salar has held us with the kindness of a very old, very gentle friend. Now, as the last words of our story drift slowly toward the horizon, let your body sink even more deeply into the warmth around you. Let the weight of the day, all of it, melt softly from your shoulders, like snow gently slipping from the slopes of a sleeping mountain. Let your breath grow slow, even, peaceful, the way the wind grows slow across the high silver plain. Let your thoughts soften, one by one, like small candles being kindly blown out at the end of a long, quiet evening. You are safe. You are warm. You are gently held by the soft world around you. There is nothing more to do tonight. There is nowhere else to be. There is only this soft moment, this soft breath, this soft heartbeat, slowly carrying you toward the deep and welcoming stillness of sleep. If this slow journey has brought peace to your night, you may quietly press the like button and softly subscribe to Deep Sleep Science, so that more of these gentle stories may find their way to you in the nights ahead. Your soft support helps these tender journeys continue and helps other sleepy travelers find their way here too. After this, a gentle 432 Hz melody will rest softly beneath the silence, like a warm blanket of sound. You do not need to listen. You do not need to do anything at all. Simply let it drift through the room like moonlight through a window. Present, kind, and patient. Slowly, so slowly that you will barely notice, the music will fade into deeper stillness, and the world around you will become softer and softer and softer still. Wherever you are tonight, may your rest be deep. May your breath be calm. May your dreams be tender, slow, and kind, like soft white sails drifting upon a quiet, moonlit sea. Thank you for joining me on this gentle journey. Thank you for letting these slow words sit beside you in the dark. Thank you for being here, breathing softly, in this quiet little corner of the world. From all of us at Deep Sleep Science, sleep softly, sleep gently, sleep beautifully. Good night, and sleep deeply.